Professor Ndiari was after a tutorial class.
Scholars, we are in the presence of academic royalty.
So what's your name?
Morini.
Moremi. I'm not asking for your all of residence, I'm asking for your name.
Orúkọ mi ni Morini. Je peux voir que vous aurez un souci avec votre voiture.
Vous parlez français?
Let's proceed.
It was she who offered sex to me.
She was infatuated by this man.
There was no infatuation.
She wanted to indulge me.
Hello lovers of African films and theatres, I am BT and today we are honored to be talking about a Nollywood film named Citation. So Citation is a film starring the following actors. Excuse me and correct me for my pronunciation. Jamie Jean-Louis, Temi Otedola, Gabriel Afolayan, Ine Edo, and many impeccable stars that have work and continue to work in Nollywood contribute to making Citation what it is. Citation is a film available on Netflix. I think for me, Citation is a film that addresses a lot of nightmares that a lot of women get subjected to within higher institutions of learning, even within the basic institution of learning. It's a film that really in a very subtle manner educated audiences about different facts about the African continent, even in like simple dialogue, conversations and facts that we everyday Africans need to be having amongst themselves. So I think with that they did it well. It's shot, I believe, in Senegal and also Lagos. And the usage of different languages, the usage of culture, how culture was captured was like a very beautiful dynamic. What they did was amazing. Obviously, there's certain shots they played around with, as they're introducing a character, getting in a certain environment. Those dynamics were beautiful to watch. I think if you watched a documentary named Sex for Grades, for the most part of the movie, the first part of the movie, it's similar to certain events, and I think it gets to a point where now you're watching a movie, all those you being conflicted as an audience, wanting the protagonist to win and wondering why is the antagonist winning. All of that you'll begin to feel them very well. So it's also a movie that seeks to show a young lady called Moremi and what she's been through. She's been harassed by somebody she's trusted within her university where she studies. She's a bright, young, excellent woman making history, being one of the youngest to achieve that. She's doing her master's, she's 21. I mean, doesn't get better than that. And here's this kid trying to make a life of herself and trying to work harder to achieve her dreams. And here's this perpetrator who just disrupts everything and does something that changes the events of our life forever. Because I think that's one of the conversations we never have, is the fact that harassment changes one's life forever. Whether or not they receive the justice they want and they need, they get affected by that event. So we see those events painted well. I loved the flashback scene. So when they showed us what happened between Prof. Lucien and Moremi, those were beautiful. Like literally how they portrayed it is you will be able to get the story, what it is, what the events that are happening. I loved the fact that they chose not to show us the events and then go through the trial of them clashing against one another. Instead, you're anticipating, okay, fine, what has happened? Okay, fine, there's a hearing, what's happening? And then they show you those events. They show a lot of betrayal amongst friends. You'll be surprised at people that don't show up for you when you need them. And I think one of the things that I loved, the story is not really just about this two. There was just certain events about other characters. The character that was played, a character called Kayejo, played by Gabriel. Just they showed a little bit of what is happening in his life, just apart from the whole drama of Citation. That is beautiful. There are certain facts that they said that I would like to also challenge, but I can't change because I can't challenge because it may seem like I'm just being in defense mode. But there were certain things that I said, I was like, come on guys, is it true? And I think one of the things that this movie did is really show us how as a community we are so unfair on the victims, how we continue to victimize them. The movie was a little bit long. The movie was a little bit long, but I think if you have never watched the documentary Search for Grades, I don't think you'll be impatient with it. But it really gets to a point where it has your attention. I appreciate that the fact that the acting was not this over sensationalized acting. I was shocked that this was actually Tammy's acting debut. I was like, what do you mean you've never acted before? No, there's no way. I really thought her performance was amazing in Citation. I loved it. I enjoyed every moment of it. And obviously she was, alongside, well-established actors in this film. So she had to bring her A game. And I think more than anything, it's a film that just shows us, no matter what your intentions are, there are repercussions to everything that you do. So think it through. Think it through and think wisely. Is there a happy ending? You'll have to watch. Does Moremi get the justice that she needs? Is it a depiction of what really happens in the African continent? Do victims really get justice when they've been victimized, and especially by people they trust, by people in power? It's something that you can find out for yourself on Citation. We chose to just keep it a little bit short, deliberately so. I think you can go watch it and hopefully come back. Please do comment if you have anything that you'd like to challenge us on. Like if you have really liked the video. Please honor us by subscribing. And yeah, this is Bothakga TV and this is African Films and Theaters. Thank you so much for supporting African films and cinemas on streaming platforms. They really need your support. I am BT and that's it for today.